Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for making time to join us for this webinar. I know it's a bit late, but also convenient for people who were at work and wanted to still make it for this webinar. So thank you for making time. So without much further ado, I'd like to introduce to you George Opondi. George was an alumni of Africa Data School. He did a course with us for 12 weeks, I believe. And he later on, went on to build on his skills. And just the other day, he made it to a job. And I would like him to, just tell us how the experience was, and hopefully it inspires us as well. So, George Opondi, let's go ahead, just introduce yourself briefly, and then when you're ready, just give me the cue to start with the questions.
Okay, so hi everyone. As you've heard, my name is George Opondi. I'm an alumni of Africa Data School. I was there in 2023 from March for 3 months. I'm currently a data analyst at Hemingway's Travel. So yeah, you can continue from there, Mr. Duncan.
It's quite interesting. So you came in. I even did. When while making this webinar, I didn't know that you are a match cohort person. So it could be a sign that anyone who joins in March is likely to get a job at some point. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So just tell us what inspired you to, get into data science.
My inspiration to get in data science actually was in my fourth year of uni while we were doing a research project. There is normally a section for data analysis. So I fell in love with data analysis at that point. Then after I came to learn that you can build a career on data. And as I was researching on schools, I saw many schools and opted to try out ADS for the 3-month program. That's when I joined ADS, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed studying data science. Then after joining ADS, I continued self-learning through DataCamp. I don't know if you've heard of DataCamp platform. I really enjoy studying with DataCamp.
Yeah,
Then
I know
after that,
data camp.
yeah, it's a really good platform for people who want to get into data. Then after that, then I joined Moringa and further pursued data science for another 6 months, and now here I am.
Okay, so um, thank you for that. So you made a question pop up. So uh, I'm curious to know, when did you finish school?
2022.
2022, and then an year later,
Yeah,
you started learning data science.
it was around 2022 deck. So
Okay, so it's a
around,
couple of months.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
and what was
decided now
your
to.
major
Yeah,
in campus?
it's totally different. I did environmental planning and management at
Oh,
Kenyatta University.
oh my Lord, those are like worlds apart,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
uh,
totally
uh,
different.
they are totally different. So yeah, so you did the course, and the other question I would ask is, you've told us the begin how it sounds like your data science journey started from Africa Data School.
Yeah. It started
Uh,
at
uh,
Africa Data School.
and how did that translate to data camp and up to Moringa?
Uh, yeah, actually, it's the engaging method of teaching from ADS. I don't know if you still have Gideon on board with you guys.
No,
Gideon
Gideon
was my
left.
instructor.
Gideon
Yeah,
left. He works
Gideon.
for KRA now.
That's nice. Gideon
Yeah.
was a really good instructor. I really enjoyed his lessons. And then also Gideon took initiative, and we used to meet up on the weekends at Nairobi Garage to do like mock projects, mock data science projects with you guys at Nairobi Garage. I don't know if you still continue that program, but the hands-on method of learning made it slightly easier to understand, even though it was difficult at first.
Okay, that's interesting. So I remember at that time when we used to do it's kind of like remedial on Saturdays, just
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
recap on what we've learned. I think it was more practical, right? It was very, very
yeah, yeah. It
practical.
was more. We were just building mock projects on
Okay.
the weekends with the Kina Gideon and the team.
Okay, that's good. And now going on to now Data Camp and Moringa, did you find it easier because you had already started with ADS, or
Yes, yes. Because
how did you find that?
actually found it easier because I had already built a foundation with ADS.
Mhm.
I grasped the content of the beginning of Python uh, and the basics and everything. So it wasn't really hard for me going into other learning platforms. I already had a foundational understanding of data science.
Okay, from also what you're saying is that even if someone comes to Africa Data School, they still need to invest time into learning more before they can actually get a job, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Self-development is actually really good. You need to go outside of the curriculum and teach yourself more and develop yourself as an individual. Yeah.
All right, okay. So now fast track to you go to Moringa. How was the job search like? What was the process like? Just
Okay.
give us a hint of how it was.
The job search in Kenya is not a joke. I actually applied to very, very many jobs before I landed this particular role.
Give us a number. Give us
Every
a
day,
number.
it was about, if I can remember correctly, about 300 applications I made.
Okay.
Yeah, about 300 applications. And every morning you wake up, you find, unfortunately, regret informing in the email. It can be very discouraging. But what I came to learn from people experienced in the field is when you see a job posting is like, don't reject yourself. Don't say that I cannot do this. Just apply for the role and let them reject you. Don't don't reject yourself. So just put yourself out there, and if someone sees your worth, they might come invite you for an interview, where then you can showcase your skills and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think you got great advice because I also say that as well. Don't disqualify yourself first. Your work is to
Exactly.
apply. Their work is to either accept or reject. So do your work. Whether you get a no or a yes, utmost confidence in yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but in the case, you're just listening to this and you're trying to apply for jobs right, left, and center. Anytime you feel discouraged, just come back to this video after we post and just listen again to this part where we say, do not disqualify yourself. Just put yourself out there. Your work is to apply for the jobs. Their work is to either accept or reject. Okay, I'm assuming where you work now was a 300 and first application.
Yeah, it was somewhere within that field.
Yeah, and just tell us now where you work.
I currently work at Hemingway's Travel.
Hemingway's
Uh,
Travel.
the, yeah, Hemingway's Travel.
Okay, and Hemingway's Travel, what is the website? So that I just write it down on the Hemingway's
Just
Travel.
look, yeah, Hemingway's Travel. Just look it up on
Hemingway's
LinkedIn or Google.
Travel.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So now, what was the process like when applying for, Hemingway travel to all the way to getting the job?
Okay, so for Hemingway's interview process wasn't straightforward. It wasn't very easy. I actually did, if I can remember correctly, I did 3 interviews with them.
Okay.
The first interview was a behavioral interview.
Mm-hmm.
Then after I passed that, they gave me an assessment to do for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Okay.
Once it was actually a take-home assessment. They gave me a data set and they told me to work on it as best as I could.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did it, then sent it to them. Then later on, they contacted me for
Mm-hmm.
the third interview, which is now the final interview.
Okay.
So after the final interview, I was called back after a day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was told that I got the job. So it wasn't a straightforward process of going into an interview and then getting a job. The interview process was actually my first interview was in August of last year, and I started the role in February 2025. So the interviews were spread throughout August. The next one was in October. Then the final one was in November before I got accepted.
Okay. Quite the process. I can
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
how and in between, I wonder now, in between the months, were you still, I bet you were still applying for other places.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
was,
you
I was,
didn't
I
you
was
didn't
still
you didn't
applying.
you didn't stop. You still
Yeah, I
kept
didn't stop.
on applying and no, I wonder also, were you still practicing?
Exactly. I was still practicing, but on my own personal projects. So
It
prob
sounds like
the
it's okay. Go on.
uh, I had personal projects I was doing. Then for practice, I used to go to DataCamp and Kaggle to get the mock data sets and keep on sharpening my skills during that process.
Okay, that's I think that was very diligent of you. We in Africa, so just I don't know if I ever told you this before you came in, but before we started Africa Data School, we had started a company called Nestmetric, and we were trying to help companies in Africa to be able to uh, implement AI in their daily tasks. At the time, which was about 2017, 2018, not so many people knew about data scientist as a role. So as you are like data scientist as a service kind of thing. So many years later, when we started African Data School, because of your prior experience, we knew that even if you're learning data science, it needs to be as practical as possible in a way that it mimics what you're going to do in the job. And I think during your training, you got introduced to Kaggle
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the like. So, and the reason for that is because you can actually try and do real things. It has real data set. I'm sure your interview was what you were doing in with Kaggle, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
more or less the same. So that's why we put our curriculums even because we've gone through another school, you can tell that our curriculum doesn't go into the math and the nitty-gritties of how the models work. It just focuses on how do you use this to solve a problem in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now let me ask now on to now your day-to-day role. What is it like? What do you do as a data analyst at Hemingways?
So basically, I'm in 2 departments in Hemingway's Travel. I work at the marketing department and finance. So for marketing, I do reports for their clients. So the travel data, if they do conferences, hotels, their airport transfers, I'm the one who visualizes all that and gives back to the customer and sees how much they've spent at the company. And then for finance, it's complicated. I can't share internal data, but it's something to do with their internal finances. I do the data analysis for them.
Okay, it sounds like you have a lot on your plate. Are you many guys in your team, or are you alone in your team?
I'm actually I'm actually alone in my team. The previous data analyst resigned, so I'm the one who took over the role from him. So it's a one-man department, the data side.
One man for now. So what I've seen is
Yeah,
it starts as a one man, and then it's likely that you're going to be asked to start hiring people to
yeah,
work on different things. So we hope at that point you'll come to us to ask for talent. We'll be gracious to
yeah,
share with the
probably.
people who have learned in ADS. Okay.
Yeah,
So I would like to give like guys the chance to ask you questions. And how we'll do this is we are not very many, so I think people can open their mic and just ask a question. So if you want to ask a question, maybe if you can just unmute and then ask a question. So the floor is open to ask a question. So just go ahead. Just introduce yourself. For example, my name is Duncan, and my question is X. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Ibrahim.
Yes, Alpha. How you guys doing? Sorry, I was having some internet issue. That's why.
That's okay. We can hear you now, so you can just introduce yourself and ask the question.
Okay. For now, no question. But Hamid Bangura from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Okay, that's good. You didn't have a question, or what? Do you have a comment?
No, for now, no comment. I'm just logging in. So as we goes on, probably I'll have some questions to ask.
Okay, great. No problem. For now, I'll just have to mute you, and we wait for other guys to ask questions. Thanks, Ibrahim.
Okay. Okay.
And in case you don't want me to ask the question on your behalf, you can type it in the chat, and then I will answer the question.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this Abbas Abulako from Sierra Leone.
Yes, Abbas, go ahead and ask your question.
I just logged in, but prior to this program, I'm concerned with the certification process. So we live in different countries. So how are we going to get our certificates at the end of this program? Is it in the form of a soft copy or hard copy? I just want to get clarification on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. So, George, so since you finished Africa Data School,
Hello?
yes, I can hear you, Abbas. So we are trying to answer your question. You can hear me, George?
yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so what Abbas was asking is, since you finished Africa Data School, just tell us what you needed to do to get your certificate and how you got your certificate.
For Africa Data School, you have to finish all the modules and the projects assigned to you by your instructor. And also your fees have to be cleared, if I remember correctly. Then what was it? The certificate was sent to me via soft copy. Yeah. So
Okay.
it was a soft copy certificate. Then I printed it out by myself to have a physical copy, but I have a soft copy of the original certificate from Africa Data School.
Okay. So, Abbas, so the certificate will be sent to you via email once you're done. So, but as you've had, having it on soft copy doesn't mean you can't have it on hard copy. You can print it on your side in case someone is asking you for it. And also, as you've had, it's not a reason for you not to get a job. So don't worry about that. The certificate will be sent to you after. So Ibrahim is asking, okay, so we are almost at the very end. We have about 10 minutes to close this. So we have Ibrahim from, he's asking a sample of the certificate. So I think Ibrahim, would you text this on WhatsApp so that we can have someone send you the how the certificate looks like, if that's okay. Just text us on WhatsApp and we'll be able to send you a sample of the certificate. Anyone else have a question they'd like to pose? Anyone have a question that they would like to pose? Okay.
Maybe can go.
Come again?
It's Alfred.
Yes, Alfred, go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask. So the classes are from Monday to Friday, right?
No, the classes are on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
So it's
All right.
between 5:30 and 7:30 p.m.
Mhm.
East African time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And probably also a question I want to ask. Okay, I'm currently employed, but in a different department. I'm trying to switch to data analytics. I'm very green. I'm not probably not from others who've done IT. So I'm thinking how possible is it, considering the time period? You said it's 2 months or 3 months?
Yeah, 2 months.
2 months, yeah. Is it uh, is it enough for me to have gathered what I really need to know? And probably I'm also realizing I need a lot of uh, continuous practice even after being done with the course. So um, just wondering how ready will I be for to switch my to data analytics? And probably also the last question is, what's the career growth in data analytics? Um, is it data science, or what are in most of the organizations, to what levels do people get to? In the sense that, is it just an entry kind of job, or is it something that you can actually pursue and you have a future in it? Yeah.
I think George, it sounds like Alfred, you're in the same situation George was in after he finished high school. He was in environmental science and ended up in data and data analytics. So George, would you kindly just briefly be able to answer Alfred's question? So what he asked is, he's very green now. What would be your advice as far as joining ADS is concerned, and whether he is going to be ready? George, George, are you on? Okay, let me just answer before he comes back. So, Alfred, what I can say is, like George, we have so many people who wants to start venturing into data and data science, but you you don't know where to start. You don't know what the path looks like. So this is what happens. When you come to ADS or Africa Data School, we show you the breadth of possibilities. So what that means is we show you what the path looks like from start to end. So from data collection all the way to becoming a proficient data science. In that process, in the data science process, there are very many tasks you can do. There's a data engineer, there's a data analyst, there's a data scientist, there's a backend programmer, there's a front-end programmer. All these are possible roles that you can take. But what we do is we show you what that skill can do, and then you can decide on that spectrum what interests me. And that is why you realize that once you're done with Africa Data School, you'll need another place to practice so that you can identify, or rather, you can practice on what you loved. So if you love the data analysis, you do more of that, or and go to another a specialized course for that. If you liked data science, you're likely to, specialize in the data science part of it, which is, doesn't involve a lot of collection of data and, cleaning up and all that. But the essence is that you, as a person, will be able to transition from the place that you are in right now, and you can easily go to another career, which I bet right now is in data and data science. The other question I think you asked was whether you'll be ripe by the end of the 2 months. Of course, you'll not be very, very proficient, but it will give you enough to have confidence to apply for such roles as you identify which other skills are needed for those roles, and then you continue practicing. I hope I've been able to answer your question, Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just ask George to give his view before we complete this session. So, George, Alfred had asked if he joins ADS and wants to join, he's in a different department and wants to switch completely to data. And it's whatever role he's in is completely unrelated to data science. What would you tell such a person?
Or if it's something he wants to do, then completely go for it. And one thing about data, you have to keep on practicing. So never stop practicing, no matter, just find time within your day and practice 1 or 2 exercises per day. We used to do, before I joined my job, something called Code Wars. I don't know if you guys know about Code Wars. Yeah, so it keeps you on check with your Python daily. You keep on coding. Then also with DataCamp, if you keep your streak going. So just daily repetition, consistency is key, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, just like everything else, I think Alfred, don't fear to venture. Just do it. Okay, we have 1 minute remaining, so I think I'll just give a vote of thanks to George. Thank you so much for making time to have this webinar with us. Thank you, Okech. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Alfred, for joining this meeting. So without much further ado, bye-bye to everybody. And in case you enjoyed this and you'd like us to do more of this, just give us a shout on WhatsApp and we'll go ahead and implement. So thanks a lot, and you guys have a good night or a good evening from wherever you're joining us from. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you to Alfred.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for having me also.
Welcome.